All right. Now let's go to verse 8. So we'll understand exactly. Correct. Let's read it. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. For the protection, what will I come and do when I take avatar? Bhagwan says, when I come and take avatar on the earth, this is what I will do. For the protection of the virtuous, for the extirpation of evildoers, and for establishing dharma on a firm footing, I will manifest myself from age to age, yuge yuge. Okay, come, let's do the meanings. Paritranaya, paritranaya, for the protection. Protection of who? Sadhunam. Protection of the followers of the virtuous path, followers of dharma. I will come to protect those who follow dharma. Sure. And what else will I do? Vinashaya, destruction. Of whom? Dishkritam, of the sinful ones. Anything else I'm going to do when I come to take avatar? Dharma sansthapanarthaya, for establishing dharma fully. Sambhavami, I manifest myself. Yuge yuge, in every age, from age to age. All right. So we learnt in the earlier verse 7, when Bhagwan will take avatar. When dharma is in the decline and adharma is on the rise. Now, what is the purpose? Why will Bhagwan take avatar? What will he do when he takes avatar? So 3 purposes are mentioned in this shloka. One is protection of the followers of dharma, those individuals who follow dharma. That's first purpose. Second is destruction of adharma, or those who perpetuate adharma, like Kans, like Hiranyakashipu, like Ravan. Okay, he needs to destroy that. And 3, for establishing dharma fully in society. All right, let's take the first purpose, paritranaya sadhunam, protection of those who follow dharma. Sadhunam, okay? When we read this, we think that Bhagwan is only going to come and protect the sadhus. You don't understand the correct meaning of sadhunam. Sadhus are not, sadhunam is not just protecting sadhus and sons and gurus and mahatmas. The actual meaning of sadhu, the word sadhu, is the one who has sadvritti. A person who has sadvritti is a sadhu. What is sadvritti? Vritti means thoughts. Sad means good, virtuous, sattvic. So anyone who has sattvic thoughts in his antakaran, anyone who has purity in his antakaran is a sadhu. Okay? So sadhu is one who has developed sadguns. What sadguns? Like compassion, kindness, truth, seva bhav, generosity, gratitude. Then in chapter 13, which we are learning to chant, so many shlokas are devoted to the values of a sadhu. Values of a sadhu are called sadhuta. Sadhuta. So a sadhu is one who has sadhuta, virtuous sadguns, virtuous thoughts that have developed in his mind. So a sadhu not necessarily has to be a sannyasi. A sadhu can be in any ashram. Grihastha, Brahmachari, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. It could be anyone. So sadhu is a term. It's a term for his mental attitude, for his mental purity. Okay? It doesn't depend on clothes or tika or being a sannyasi or not. The real qualification of a sadhu is that his chitta, his mind, is attached to Bhagwan. If your chitta is attached to Bhagwan, you will be a sadhu, no matter where you're staying, what you're wearing, what you're doing. All right? So Bhagwan comes to protect those whose chitta is attached to Bhagwan. If your chitta is not attached to Bhagwan, there is no place for Bhagwan there, because if he's not attached to Bhagwan, the chitta is attached to sansar. Attached to sansar, you will not be turning to Bhagwan in times of trouble. Now, example you can take is Draupadi. You know the famous story of Draupadi when her sari was being pulled and she was, being threatened to be disrobed in public in the court. Her chitta was attached to Bhagwan. And so she called out to Bhagwan. She called out to Bhagwan in earnestness. How long did it take for Bhagwan to come and protect Draupadi after she called him? Not even 1 nanosecond. Bhagwan came. Where was Bhagwan? I didn't see him when I saw the video. I didn't see Bhagwan anywhere. What avatar did Bhagwan take? Bhagwan took the avatar of her sari. Bhagwan took the avatar of Draupadi's sari, so that no matter how much it was pulled or disrobed, it could never end. So Bhagwan will take any avatar, in any form, in any akar. Guys, you need to understand that, because when you trouble a sadhu, and the sadhu calls out to Bhagwan because his chitta is attached to Bhagwan, then Bhagwan may come in any form. Bhagwan can take the form of a fish. Bhagwan can take the form of a boar. Bhagwan can take the form of a lion and a half man. Can take a form of a upavastra. And you won't even know that Bhagwan has come to the rescue. Therefore, never trouble anyone, especially not a sadhu whose chitta is attached to Bhagwan. Draupadi was not a sannyasi. She was a grihastha. Even during the time when they were in the Vanvas, and Rishi Durvasa came, sent by that troublesome guy Duryodhan, and told Rishi Durvasa, go and meet the Pandavas in the forest, but make sure you go after they have eaten their food, because they knew that Draupadi had got a vardhan of a eating bowl in which she could make as much food as she wanted. But once she has eaten, once the family has eaten, they cannot cook anything more in that bowl till the next day. Rishi Durvasa, known for his ill temper and anger, visited the Pandavas as Duryodhan had instructed after the family had eaten. She had nothing. She had nothing to serve the Rishi. And that is a pap if you do not serve the Rishi when he comes to your house. They sent the Rishis and I think some thousands of followers with Rishi, said, you go have your bath in the river and I will prepare something for you. But she had no idea how she's going to prepare that food because there was nothing in the house. She called out to Bhagwan. Bhagwan was far away, Dwarka or something. She called out and immediately Bhagwan turned up and said, give me that bowl. She said, but there's nothing in it. I cannot produce any more food in it. She said, just bring me the bowl. There was 1 grain of rice there, 1 grain of rice or some vegetable or something left over there. He ate it. And he ate it and all the rishis' stomachs were full and no more appetite to eat. So when a sadhu, someone who is attached to Bhagwan, sincerely calls out for help, Bhagwan appears. Bhagwan appears and protects the sadhu. All right. Unfortunately, we do not have the ability or the will to surrender completely to Bhagwan. We still think that I can do it. I can overcome all difficulties. I can do anything. Bhagwan, you send whatever difficulty you want, I can overcome it. Then why will Bhagwan come? If you don't call Bhagwan, if you think you have the ahankar to do everything and protect yourself without anybody else, then Bhagwan will not come to you. Bhagwan needs to be called. Bhagwan needs someone to call him with faith, then Bhagwan will come. Okay? So totally surrender your life to Bhagwan, fully attach yourself to Bhagwan, then Bhagwan will come to protect you, because then you will be sadhu. Paritranaya sadhunam. First purpose. Second purpose was what? Destruction of those who do adharma. Vinashaya cha dushkritam. Okay, what is dushkritam? What is dushkrit? Dushkrit is an action, an evil action, a dharmic action. What makes an action evil? What makes an action adharma? What is dushkrit? Any action that hurts another is dushkrit. Any action that gives dukh to someone is dushkrit. And do you know, in the process of giving dukh to the other, you are giving dukh also to yourself. So an action which makes anyone sorrowful, dukhi, to others and to yourself is a dushkrit. And you know who are the ones who do dushkrit actions? They are called rakshas. Okay? So Bhagwan will come and manifest himself on earth, taking a form when the entire society is now completely, what shall I say, polluted by Rakshas-minded people who do dushkrit and give dukh, sorrow to others. Now, this action of destroying those who do dukhi action, give dukh to others, can be at a physical level, but Bhagwan can also come and destroy adharma at the mental level. How is that going to happen? Bhagwan may come and just destroy the negative tendencies in the mind. Think of Ratnakar. You know who was Ratnakar? He was a burglar. He used to rob people and kill people in a forest. He needed only to meet one sant who gave him a mantra. And even by wrongly pronouncing the mantra, that Ratnakar became Valmiki, Maharishi Valmiki. So even not necessarily that people have to be killed if they are adharmic. If they will first always try to change the negative tendencies in the mind. If the negative tendencies refuse to get changed, excuse me, in spite of all efforts, if the Rakshas-minded person refuses to change his mind from negative to positive, then what? Like before the Mahabharata war, Bhagwan went hundreds of times to the Kauravas to change their mind from fighting the war, from usurping the kingdom, tried so hard to make them change, did not change. Then what will happen? Then Bhagwan will do kripa on that Rakshas. How? By destroying them, getting rid of them from this life so that they stop doing more adharma and creating more negative karma. So first, always they will try to change it at the level of the mind. If it refuses, the Rakshas is so embedded, entangled in negativity, then Bhagwan will take avatar and destroy them completely. All right. Now, at the level of the individual, it will happen. But when it goes into the huge level of the society, then it is not about saving the virtue of one Draupadi. Then Bhagwan will need to come and save the virtue of all women. It is not about just saving Yudhishthir from the gambling episode. It is about saving the humanity from the evils of gambling. So then comes the third purpose, dharma sansthapanarthaya, establishing dharma in the entire society. So if there are too many people, Rakshas vritti, not ready to change their mind, continuing to do adharma, then one person, one guru, one king, one government cannot put that society back on the track of dharma. That is the time Bhagwan will take an avatar and re-establish dharma on a full scale. Okay? So, these are the three levels. Avatar of Bhagwan is needed when dharma has to be re-established in a society or in the entire world. Then avatar has to come. But if it is not at that big scale, then a guru is needed. Guru will come and establish dharma in the heart of the individual. First, the guru will try. If the guru cannot do, then maybe at a later stage, avatar will have to come. Then what will a Sadguru do? A Sadguru will establish not just dharma, first dharma, then Sadguru will establish mumukshutva in the heart of the bhakt. First, the guru will just establish dharma. And then when the dharma in the shishya has been established, then the Sadguru, in his role of Sadguru, he will establish mumukshutva. Mumukshutva, yearning for God, yearning to connect, yearning to be with Bhagwan, yearning of liberation in the heart of the bhakt. So this is how it goes in establishing dharma on earth. So that is the purpose of avatar. Now let's see what happens in the next shloka, number 9.